I love these gladiolus. I think that might be my favorite. These pink gladiolus. Purple ones are pretty good too. It's hard to decide. Maybe the reds. I don't know. Lilies are pretty impressive too. Such a beautiful morning. Black raspberries are happy. Bush cherries are happy. Nanking cherries, I should call them. Let's see if there's any cherries over here. Little Nanking cherries. Love these things. Little red gladiolas. These peach ones, man. I don't know which ones I like better. The midnight purple ones or the peach. They're so pretty after it rains. These pink ones are amazing too. I don't know, it's kind of hard to decide. But I clone these up and I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to make more of. I don't know. What do you guys think? Peach better? Or these midnight ones? Purple? Or those pink? I can't decide. Actually, these reds are really nice too. All right, let's go check out the orchard. Strawberry plants are doing great. Oof. Man, my romaine lettuce is bolting already. It just got so hot. Still delicious though. Ooh, scalene caps. These things are delicious. I made an omelet with these the other day. Really good. My poor apple tree. I should have thinned it better. Look what happened. Too many apples. That's my Gala though. Heavy producer. I've been harvesting scions from it and grafting them into my other trees just because they make so many apples. This is a Fuji. They're getting bigger. Couple more months. This is my Mutsu, no apples yet. That one's only 3 years old, just like the others. This one has like a 20-year-old rootstock, and so it's really fun to have these 2-year-old scions that are already producing bigger apples than my 3-year-old trees. Yeah, look at those. I'm excited. So that's a Fuji Scion. Just grafted in that a couple years ago. Bark graft. It's crazy how fast those will produce fruit when you put them on a real vigorous crabapple tree. Crabapple trees make such good rootstock. And this is an Anjou Scion. I put this into a Bradford pear, so Bradford pear rootstock. Cut down my Bradford pear and decided to graft a Anjou pear Scion into it. So that's first year I'm getting fruit, just one pear. So I'm guessing next year I'll probably get a lot more. That's crazy how fast that grew. Peach tree's doing great. Peaches growing in. Black gem blackberries. These are delicious. Love those things. Some of these will be humongous and other ones will be normal size. I'm not really sure what causes that. But this is a black gem. It's very similar to Primark Freedom. Some of these other ones are a lot bigger. They're so delicious though. Yeah, you gotta try out black gem blackberries. They're so prolific and so vigorous, especially if you put them in the ground. I know a lot of people like to keep them in pots just because they go nuts. But if you have a little bit of space, you won't regret the harvest. And I just put these in the ground last year, and they're already doing insane amounts of growth. Ooh, look at this big old fat one. Look at this guy. Black gem blackberries. That is good. Carrots are making a bunch of seeds. Look at those flowers. So pretty. Who would have thought even carrots could make pretty flowers? And these are ARC 45s. So these are a little thorny, but they are a lot sweeter than my black gems. So no offense to black gem blackberries, but the ARC 45s, I don't know if it's the thorns, but I really prefer the flavor. Unless you like a mellow flavor. Like the black gem has kind of a light mellow flavor. These have a much more pungent blackberry flavor. Oh. All my little currant cuttings seem to be doing great. These are Jerusalem artichokes. So they basically grow like a little potato-like tuber in the ground. And they grow like sunflowers. But I'm having this bizarre thing happen on some of them where for no apparent reason, they're just dropping. So I don't know if they're getting eaten by some type of gopher or something. But most of them are doing great. Just every once in a while I'll have one do that. For no apparent reason. Ooh, look at all these pears. So these are giant Asian pears. And that's grafted into a Bradford pear rootstock. So bark grafted, giant Asian pears. Really easy way to repurpose those rootstocks. Such a pretty tree. We got a little bit of disease on those leaves right there. But that's not serious. It's interesting too because the leaves actually are different. Like this is a giant Asian pear and it has a very distinct leaf. This is also a pear, but it's different. Like this is a Bartlett pear. And like you can tell the obvious difference. You get those little wavy edges of the leaves. And these giant Asian pears are much flatter, much smoother. And they just kind of have that little sawtooth edge on the leaf. Surprisingly easy to tell the difference. At first, when that happened, I wasn't able to tell the difference. Check out my passion fruit. Little passion fruit flowers opening. Just rained, so they're not sure if they want to close or open. Kind of in that weird in-between state. They might have gotten pollinated. This one looks like it's right about to open. Probably gonna open in like an hour or something. They'll look like that, kind of rounded, then they just bust open. Really pretty when they do. I think that one's trying to open right there. Hopefully I'll get a bunch of these little fruits though. They're so good. My little lily pad garden in my bird bath. That keeps the bird bath from getting too hot. Birds love to have fresh water. And that keeps them from eating too many of my berries. When birds get thirsty, they'll devour your berries if you don't have a really nice water source because berries have so much water in them. So you always want to make sure you have a bird bath or something. I have a few little fishies in here. And tons of little baby passion fruits popping up. Potted these ones up to give away. It's about time to harvest that garlic. Yeah, because it's July 1st. Yeah, some of the garlics already fell over in this rain. I need to harvest those. I pulled up a few here and they're just about the perfect size. A few of these still have green though, so I feel like I'm shortchanging myself on the size of my garlic bulbs by digging them up now, but I don't want them to rot in the July sun. Oh wow, those are big blackberries on that one. I don't think I usually harvest from that side, so I missed those giant ones. I'm gonna go over there. Look at that guy. Pretty big blackberry. Oh, wow. I mean, they're just blackberries, but it's so exciting when you find giant ones. I don't know why. Especially when you compare them to the ones you grow in or buy in the grocery store. Wow, that's a nice bike. Anyway, these things are humongous. Look at that. Mmm. So good. Check on this peach tree. This one's getting huge. I just can't believe how big that is already. So this was a seedling. Someone dug up for me 2 years ago. 2 years ago, someone had this seedling in their yard. They have a peach tree, and they had a few peach trees popping up out of their lawn, and they asked me if I wanted one of their peach trees. And so technically this thing's 3 years old because it was 1 year old when they dug it up. I'm just amazed how fast peach trees can grow. I don't know if it's just Missouri or if all peach trees grow this fast. I know I tried growing a peach tree once when I was a kid, and it did not grow like that. So that's pretty exciting to have one that's growing. And I've actually pruned it a few times. Like, it had some branches that were just shooting straight up. So I pruned it at least twice already this season. And the top of the thick canopy is already, I don't know, maybe 12 feet high or something. So that's exciting. And this one's similar. This was another one that I got from them. Not nearly as big, but this one actually has fruit. The other one hasn't fruited yet. So when people tell you can't grow peaches from seed in 3 years, and they tell you it takes 5-10 years, I mean, you'll get fruit. I don't know how big it's gonna get, so I'm gonna try them and see if they're good. If not, I'll graft them, since I love grafting. But this is from seed. I planted it 2 years ago, but like I said, they dug it up out of their lawn. Usually I don't have that many cars going by me. I wonder if they closed a road. But anyway, this peach tree, like I was saying, I just buried this in the ground 2 years ago, and someone dug it up out of their yard, and they said it was in their yard probably a year. So yes, you can grow peaches in 3 years from seed. Believe it or not. Can't promise they'll be amazing peaches, but it'll produce fruit, it'll flower. This other one also flowered, but it dropped all the fruit, probably because it's just starting off. And I also had a few borers in the base. I got a little, excuse me, I got a little wire, and I dug out the borers, and I think I got them all. But I had some of that goopy, honey-looking stuff coming out of my peach trunk. Freaked me out. But I went all crazy and dug them out. I found 2 grubs just under the bark, munching away. It's kind of gross. This is a wild plum. So I'm experimenting with some wild type fruits. I feel like we always focus on the improved varieties, and I really want to grow some wild plum, mainly for the seeds. So there's a shortage of wild plums in Missouri, and so I want to grow a lot of wild plums so I can have lots of wild plum seeds, so I can seed lots of wild plum trees. And this one's a black cherry. This is kind of nostalgic for me. I've talked about this before. That reminds me of when I was a kid, though. Black cherry soda. Shout out to Shasta. I used to love that stuff. And so this cherry tree is a black cherry tree. It makes like these strings of little tiny black cherries. So I'm gonna try to make black cherry jam. That'll be exciting. Time to go check on the vineyard. Man, look at those elderberries. That flower is like the size of an umbrella. That is crazy. That's the biggest elderberry flower I've ever seen. It's probably hard to tell on there, but it's I would say it's probably 1.5 feet wide. Maybe that's normal. And this is what the fruit set looks like. This was a flower just like a week ago. And you can see the little green berries everywhere. But I actually took these cuttings just last year, believe it or not. Last year I put these cuttings in here. I had a lot of extra ones because I give them away and sell them when I can. I have a bunch of elderberries in the back. So I put them along this edge just to kind of create a little privacy for my vineyard. And I do not want this little guy coming right here, so I'm gonna cut that down later. That's actually a tree of heaven. That's the last thing I want in the middle of my elderberry patch right there. Wow, it's really bright. Look at that. Jerusalem artichokes love it back here. I just love the chaos. Ooh, some bee bombs popping out. Wow, those are so pretty. A neighbor actually gave me these. Mixed in. Ooh, look at all these blackberries. Don't mind if I do. That is a Primark 45. Smaller berries, but they are delicious. They're not quite ready, actually. They're very firm. Oh, here's a bigger one. Oh, almost fell. That would have been funny. More blackberries. Ooh. When they get a little dull like this, that's usually when the flavors... Oh, that one's just rotten. False alarm. I don't really want that one. Oh, it's this little guy right here. These little naughty things will poke holes in your blackberries. Make them rot. Sorry, buddy. Ooh, bumblebee. Definitely a friend. A lot of mosquitoes back here. Lots of blackberries. These are raspberries over here. Got a little bit more red tinge in the leaves and very silvery bottoms. Man, I'm getting some Japanese beetle damage. Kind of ravaging these a little bit. Man, look at those grapes. Ooh. These fat berries. So these grapevines are Labrusca varieties. I believe this one's a Himrod. What else I got over here? I think that's another Himrod. This is a Reliance grape. Ooh, look at these clusters. This is a Concord. This is a Welch's grape juice grape. Shout out to Welch's. Wow, this one is loaded down. This is another Himrod. Look at the size of these clusters. Not to strengthen that trellis right there. Add another T-post or something. Oh yeah, look at that. The branch broke. That's crazy. You know, you're getting a lot of grapes when the grapevine itself is breaking. I've never seen that much fruit. This vine's only 3rd year, and that is loaded. That's probably like 30 pounds of grapes. Oh man, look how pretty these are. These are all going to be purple grapes. That's a rooster or something. All right, I'm gonna go in the house. hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks for joining me in the chaos.